Hello class, this is the next installment of PowerPoint Module 3 textbook project. This particular section deals with inserting a table and formatting it. First thing we need to do is create a new slide. So we'll go to the Home tab on the ribbon and we'll just click at the top of New Slide to insert the title and content. We will point at the Table, Insert Table button inside of the placeholder. We will change the top number to 2 for 2 columns, and the bottom rows, the number of rows will be 5. And just click on OK. Now in the first cell, we're going to type the word age, and they just want you to down arrow or click. And we have 0-3 months. Then down below that we will have 3 to 5 years, and then we will have 14 to 17 years, and the last one is 18-64 years. Then we will click on the top of the second column and we'll type minimum hours, and we can just use our down arrow key and we'll key in or type in the values. 14, below that is 10, below that is 8, and below that is 7. Now we want to click somewhere on the border of this table so that we can apply a theme to it in borders. So make sure you're on Table Tools Design, click on the More Gallery. For the tables, you'll see Best Match, you'll see Light and Medium, and then down here is Dark. In the medium, the first row, we're going to want the one that is Medium Style 1, Accent 4. So click on that. And again, while the whole thing is selected, we're going to go to Borders. Here in the Table Styles group is Borders. I'm going to choose All Borders, and that should get us lines inside and around all of the table that we've created. Now, we want to add an effect to the table, so we want to go to the Effects button just below Borders, and we want to point at Shadow, and we're going to go all the way down to Perspectives. And in this case, they want us to use Perspective upper left, so we'll click on it. And again, remember the little shadow effect we had when we used this before? We still have it. Well, we've discovered that we need to insert a new row. So we're going to click somewhere in this in the last cell, excuse me, in the first column, and then we're going to go to the Table Tools Layout tab on the ribbon, and you'll see some buttons for rows and columns. We want to insert below. It's showing you a row that we're inserting. So now we have a new row at the bottom. We want to type in 65 in the plus symbol, and then we can tab over to minimum hours, and we're going to type in 7. So we had to add a row. Well, you know, just as it was easy to add a row, we need to insert a column. So with the insertion point still in the last cell, blinking next to 7, we're going to do an insert right, which inserts a column to the right of the existing column. So now we have a third column. We'll probably need to populate it with its data. This one should have a title of maximum hours, and then we can just arrow key down and type in the numbers. For maximum, it's 17, and then underneath that is 13. Then you have 10, 9, and 8. We want to resize our table so it's not so, so much space there in between everything that it's kind of hard to maybe lay this out where it's easy to see. Plus, it might be nice to center some things. So while the table's still selected and we have Table Tools Layout still selected, we're going to change the height And right here's our table size. Let me just check to make sure what I'm getting here. 4 inches tall. And then the width is going to be 6.5. And now when we look at that, that's a whole lot easier to see and to read than it was before. Now we want to align the table. So obviously we can go to our Align button. And we do have the Align button in Table Layouts. Right here's the Align button. Click on the pull-down list. We want to align center. And then we want to add a slide title. We've kind of ignored the title. So we're going to click to add a title. We're going to type sleeping requirements. And we also want to change that text to, you guessed it, Rockwell. That concludes this particular section on inserting tables.